I'm writing this book to be your motivator for the day. I'm telling you that you can get out of that comfort zone. If you are hurting, it's a perfect time. If you are angry or upset with your current situation, then it's a perfect time to make a change. Have you ever heard of being at the right place at the right time? This is it. Start dreaming again. Start seeing yourself in that new car, that new home, or that new business. Maybe you just want to start back traveling again. Do it. Let me be the person who just nudges you right on into your destiny. I feel obligated to help. I want to help. It's my way of giving back.
Hey, 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 hey. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? Uh-oh. Hey, 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 what's going on, y'all? Welcome, Sunday Night Live with Eric Johnson. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me out there. We're about to get started here shortly. I'm going to allow everybody to get a chance to get chimed in. We'll get started here in a minute. As always, happy Sunday. What y'all eat today? Didn't have Mother's Basket today, unfortunately. I made a roast today. Had a little roast, made some greens, cooked for the queen at home today. But I definitely appreciate everybody's business. Mother's Basket was rocking today. And I definitely appreciate you all. I want to shout out to my partner Vernon and Mama Skinner. Thank y'all for pulling up. Definitely appreciate that. We're going to get started here shortly, y'all. Y'all come on in. Get you some coffee, tea, soda, water, whatever you need. I got some good content for you tonight. What y'all eat? What y'all eat today? Let me know. It was kind of cold, man. Did y'all have some stew out there or some chili? Let me know what y'all had going on. Tonight, we're going to be discussing the exit strategy, which I think super important. We've been talking about it every week. Been talking about what is the switch. I wrote a book called The Switch Within, and we kind of described that. What was the switch? We realized that our switch doesn't give us a plan B. We're basically operating on plan A only. So we learned that. We also learned about the comfort zone last week. Great show. Had a lot of good feedback from that show. We definitely learned, like I said, and that's good. We actually grew last week. Let's see here. Angel, you had spaghetti. Now, did you have that homemade spaghetti or was it that jar spaghetti? Because I know you can cook, so I'm sure you threw down from scratch. Y'all let me know. We got about 2 more minutes and we're going to get started. I'm going to give people a little chance to come on in. My name is author Eric Johnson. I'm right here from the area. As a matter of fact, how about them Cowboys? Huh? How about them Cowboys, man? 10-4, feeling good. The city is rocking, on fire. How about them Golden Bears of South Oak Cliff, man? I mean, I'm just so blessed to see the city of Dallas come together and everybody I know put their arms around Sock as they went on to win state and brought that trophy back to the house. Much love to them. Congrats to Coach Todd, his whole staff, the team, everybody. We having the parade is on the 21st. It's going to start at 4 Oak Cliff. Shout out to my cousin Taylor. It's going to start there and it's going to end at Sock. So everybody get ready. Get yourself together, man, because the city is popping. Okay, listen. last week, like I said, we talked about the comfort zone. We talked about the comfort zone. We realized it was 4 stages in the comfort zone or in your personal human zones, period. Number 1 is the comfort zone. Number 2 would be the fear zone. We realized that right outside our comfort zone is our fear zone. Outside of that zone is the learning zone. So you got the comfort zone, you go into the fear zone, and then you go into the learning zone. And shortly after the learning zone, you go into the growth zone. So that's what we learned on last week. We realized that a lot of people, including myself, operate in and out of comfort zones. But what we want to do is trick our mind to become uncomfortable. Uh, we also learned that a lot of people don't like leaving it because it meets a human need. The mind is constantly going to tell you what to do. The mind is constantly going to look for peace. It's going to look for a place that has least resistance, low stress, low anxiety. But we realize as dreamers, people that's wanting to do big things, that we got to step out of our comfort zone. Everything you want in life, I believe, is right outside your comfort zone. Y'all ready for this week? We're about to get started, y'all. The exit strategy. The exit strategy. The exit strategy. I talked about it a couple weeks. And I realized I can't just keep talking about it without giving you some concrete facts, some concrete data to kind of give you the push you may need to develop that exit strategy. If Sundays make you nervous and Mondays make you sick, then you definitely joined into the right podcast, because tonight we're going to be teaching you how to leave your comfort zone by developing an exit strategy. There's a story that I'd like to share with you about the Chinese bamboo tree. Chinese bamboo tree. Chinese bamboo tree says that, excuse me, you plant it, and then in year 1, water it, take care of it, prune if necessary. Well, actually, you can't prune it rather, because it's underground. But you're taking care of it, watering it, making sure it's doing what it needs to do. Year 2, nothing. So let's go back. You plant it, and for a whole year, you don't see any growth. Then year 2 comes, plant, water it, continue watching that dirt, probably looking crazy to some people, but year 2, nothing. And then year 3 happens. So we planted year 1, nothing. Year 2, how about year 3 and year 4? Nothing. Nothing. Still requires water, still requires sun. And you know, God is doing the rest, because on year 5 of the Chinese bamboo tree, the tree grows over 80 feet in just 6 weeks. Imagine that. So you plant something and it takes 5 years for a harvest. Now, scholars have debated this story about the bamboo tree to say, did the tree grow 80 feet in 6 weeks, or was it growing underground? And that's what I like to start with tonight regarding the exit strategy. The exit strategy says, yeah, I'm at work, but I have a plan in place that you can't see that's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be exponential, because growing 80 feet in 6 weeks is crazy growth. But I want to introduce you to something tonight called the exit strategy that is going to allow for you to do that in your life. Folk won't even know what happened, because for 4 years, they didn't see nothing but dirt. They didn't see nothing but dirt in your life. And they thought you was crazy. Like, girl, you still going to school at night? Yeah. Work all day, go to school at night. But when you walk across that stage, that's like growing 80 feet in 6 weeks. Hey, baby. Are you growing underground in your life? The exit strategy is the topic, but I want to just pose some type of, maybe paradox is the right word. Is it an exit strategy that we need to develop, or is it an entry strategy? Meaning I'm leaving one thing, but I'm going into something else. I'm trying to push you from where you currently are into your dreams, whatever that may be. Not necessarily starting a business. I said that on last week. Not necessarily going to school to get a degree. Just maybe just doing you. Whatever your dreams are, we want to develop a strategy to take you from where you currently are in your life to where you need to be. If that's making sense, y'all throw some thumbs up. The exit strategy is an important consideration because you've been committed. If you've been at your job a long time, if you've been kind of stuck in your ways for years, it's going to take a lot to move that. It's going to take a lot to move you, if you will. So I want you to write that down. Is this an exit strategy or is it an entry strategy? I'm leaving something, going into something else. Well, what am I leaving, Eric? You're leaving your comfort zone and you're going to walk out on faith and obtain your dreams. I'm here to tell you that you can do it. I don't know how many people in your life are telling you that, but God gave me a mission, and my mission is to help folks just by encouragement. You'd be surprised what encouragement will do when you're standing on right on the edge. It's a little guy I like. His name is Kirk McGirt. He's a producer in the music business. I don't know him. He doesn't know me, but I think he's right on the edge of something big. And I told him this week, Kirk, just do it. Just jump. Jump in that water because you're right there on the edge. If you've been committed to something a long time, then we're going to have to plan this thing out to make it make sense. Because I'm not saying jump up, quit your job tomorrow and go start your dream. No, I'm saying keep your job, allow it to finance your dreams, if that makes sense. You want to have a plan. It's exit strategy is a plan. Well, Eric, I'm not good at writing. Find somebody that is. And you just vocalize your dreams to that person. They got apps now where you can just say it in your phone and it'll convert it, to a PDF, Word document. They have apps that you can dictate into through your through your mic on your phone, and it will convert what you're saying into PDF and Word. Now, I'll give you a disclaimer. It might be a little jumbled. It might not translate every word that you say, but you'll know what you said and you can correct it. Get it on paper. It's a plan. The exit strategy that we're talking about tonight is a plan. Well, what type of plan? One more time. A plan that's going to take you from where you are to the next level. You might say, I'm already successful, Eric. I don't need to watch your little live. Well, you may be a millionaire, but if you have aspiration of becoming a billionaire, we need to put a plan together. How you going to get there? How you going to do it? It's all about preparation. Preparation, prepare. In my book, I talk about the 5 P's. What's up, Aisha? The 5 P's says proper preparation prevents a poor performance. If you're going to leave something you've been doing for 20 years, then you need to prepare, right? You're going to want to be all the way ready when you make that move because we want it to be a seamless transition. The first thing I would do, if you're taking notes, write this down. Set a date. Set a date. We're going to call it the ETA, the estimated time of achievement. First, number one, set a date. Well, Eric, I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know how it's going to play out. My daughter's in college. Da 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 da. Da. It doesn't matter. Set a date. I've realized, excuse me, when you set a date on something, it put pressure on you because now you have a deadline. Now you have a goal to reach, and that's what we need. First thing we're going to do when we're talking about an exit strategy is set a date. We're going to put some pressure on ourselves. If you want to leave the country, you might say by next December, I'm going to have left the country. That's my goal. Now, between now and then is what we're going to talk about tonight as far as setting the plan. Second thing I would do is number 2, talk to the people around you that support you and love you and have your back, and let them know. I'm thinking about leaving my job. I'm thinking about leaving my career of 10 years or 30 years, whatever. It could be something, y'all, like you're at a job, but maybe it's not in your passion and you would change careers. That's a curveball. Because a lot of y'all are probably thinking, well, Eric, you're just talking business and you're doing no, 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 no. This isn't about me. This is about you. What do you need? So what I think you need is a plan in place that you can look at and that you can touch and that you can feel. And the people around you that love and support you will just kind of be accountability partners. People that you can talk to and get advice. People that can say, you say you're going to do this in 3 years. It may take you 7. It may take you 10. That's okay. I'm not trying to put a time limit on your transition, even though I would say do it as soon as possible. Take massive and immediate action. That's what I would say. Excuse me. But I want to respect you. If you think it'll take you 5 years to accomplish this goal, let's do it. For the next 5 years, let's put the plan in action. So let's recap. Number 1, set a date. When am I going to leave this career and head to the next one? When am I going to leave my comfort zone and have my dream in my hand? Set a date. The next thing you're going to do is talk to the people around you that love and support you. You can't do this by yourself. The successes that I've realized in life always came from a strong team of people around me. Number 1, set a date. Number 2, talk to your support group. Number 3, stay calm. Don't panic. Stay calm. Don't panic. Because you're going to have to learn how to manage your emotions. Let me tell you why. It's kind of like when you was a senior in high school, and it seemed like the closer graduation got, the less you wanted to be at school. They call it senioritis, right? And I don't know if you can feel me on this, but if you know in your mind, okay, my money's stacking up, I got my plan together, I've talked to my people, I've got my date set. I don't want you to change who you are. I want you to leave the way you came. Say that again. I want you to leave your career, your comfort zone, the way you came. If you came in peace and love, I want you to leave in peace and love. And I want you to finish the way you started. Well, Eric, I mean, you can't tell. I'm telling you, please allow me to tell you that you don't want to burn any bridges. Number 1, set a date. Number 2, talk to your support group. Number 3, stay calm. And number 4, keep quiet. Shh. Don't tell too many people. If they're outside your support group, I'm talking about your show enough support group, then don't tell them. Don't tell anyone what you plan on doing. Because, and I'm talking to myself, sometimes I've told people things and then I invited them to hate on my dream. I invited them to hate on my dream, on what I had going, on some things I wanted to get accomplished. Be quiet. Don't tell nobody except those core people that are in your support group. Recap, set a date, talk to your support group, be calm, and keep quiet. Also, do a performance review of yourself. Who am I? What am I good at? What do I like to do? What do I love to do? I talked to someone yesterday. I don't remember who it was. And I asked them, what do you love to do? And they said, well, I like to do this. I like to do that. I like to do this. And then we finally got down to the core and they told me what they were passionate about. And it sounded different. And I said, whoa, 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 go back. That's what I'm talking about. What are you passionate about? That's what you want to get from this self-evaluation. Okay. If you want to start a business, if that's your exit strategy to leave where you are and start a business, you need a business plan. That's something we want to get in place before you leave. And I mean a detailed business plan, guys. I've seen some people that said they want to be in business and they allow me to review their plan, not to knock them, but if you're going to spend thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on your dream, make sure you do the research. Make sure you do the due diligence that needs to be done to make sure and assure that you're successful. Pool your resources into a dream team. Pool your resources into a dream team. What resources do you have that will help your exit strategy? Do you have a lawyer friend that could probably help you with some contracts? Do you have whoever around you? You know what I realize, y'all, about life is everything you need is probably 1 to 2 people away from you. It may not be in your direct immediate circle, but it may be somebody that's in your immediate circle that knows that person. So that'll be 2. Benny Green, what's up, baby? The dream team. Absolutely. Pool your resources and formulate a dream team. Benny's a good friend of mine. Been knowing him for years. I'm really so proud of you, brother. With the him clothing line, y'all make sure y'all order and check out him luxury clothing. Some of the best clothes I've seen in this demographic. 2, I'm proud of you, man. Keep pushing. Finally, you're going to have to learn your finances inside out. And I want to pause on this one. Learn your finances inside out. Well, what does that mean, Eric? Well, it means that if you're going to make a move as big as we're talking about, because it's big, y'all. I don't know if you know it, but it was big for me to leave the car business and start building houses. That was a big deal because I told y'all last week I never had nothing. I remember making $5 an hour and I was making 6 figures when I left. God had blessed me to be in position to be super comfortable, the super comfort zone. But I left it. And I'm not, like I said, trying to toot my own horn because I was scared. I didn't know. I didn't even know the industry I was going in. I was a superstar in the car business and a rookie in home building. Y'all feel me? So when we talk in finances, that means I want to make sure that I know what's going out and what's coming in. And we'll get into the details of that a little bit later. But if you're going to make a move as big as we talking about, you want to stock your lifeboat before you jump ship. I like to look at it like an airplane. I kind of thought all week of, man, what would be a good example of the exit strategy? Well, we all are familiar with airlines, right? But are you familiar with the preparation that goes into that plane before takeoff? I like that. I like that. What's going into the preparation of those jumbo jets before they take off? Well, I don't know much, but I'm just going to assume that they're going to check a lot. They're going to check the tires. They're going to check the engine. They're going to check the landing gear and so forth. Because guess what? It takes a lot to get a plane off the ground. It's going to take a lot for you to leave your career. I just knew a friend of mine that left her career. She's been at least doing it 20 years. And now she's doing what she did for someone else for herself. But it took a lot to make that happen. A whole lot. Stock your lifeboat before you jump ship. Let's go back over, just to recap, anybody that might have just jumped on. We're talking about the exit strategy. We're talking about leaving where we're comfortable at, walking on water. We're talking about firing our boss. I remember when I left my job, I told my boss, Paul Chappelle will attest to this, guy named Jason. I said, hey, Jason, can I talk to you? He said, yeah, you got what you got? So well, I really appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate everything you've done for me. And he was like, dude, you quitting on me? And I said, yeah, I'm going to have to let y'all go. Swear to God, I said that. And maybe one day you're going to say that. You know, y'all, I've been here 20 years, but today I'm going to have to let you go. But before I let you go, it was a plan that I put in place before I just left. I didn't just leave. I had a plan. So number one, we're going to set a date. In 2 years today, I'm going to be doing whatever. Put a deadline on it. Put some pressure on yourself. It's just something about having a deadline that will push you. Push you. Aisha, we all we got. You sure right. Cam Bam, I see you. Greg Thomas, I see you, Greg. And y'all check out my boy Greg Thomas. Got an excellent piece of literature. Practices the pathway to perfection. How to master your state of mind, any skill set, and control your financial destiny. Greg L. Thomas on Amazon. Number one, set a date. Let's get back. Set a date, deadline. Talk to your support system. Talk to the folk you know got your back, that you know love you. Be calm and keep quiet. Evaluate yourself. Evaluate yourself. Don't confuse a dream with something you're just interested in. A dream tells me you would be committed to it. Like Eric Jesse down there in Georgia with Always Keep Hope Foundation. He's not interested in helping children. He's committed. He's committed. He's changing lives. I just saw a post earlier that said 2 of his mentees are on the A and B honor roll. That's commitment. So number one, we're going to set a date. Hey, Kyra. P. Diddy. What's up, baby? We're going to set a date, y'all. We're going to talk to the folk that love us. We're going to be calm, not panic. We're not going to panic because fear will paralyze you. Remember, we talked about that. And we're not going to tell nobody outside of our group. Be quiet. Stop telling your business. You don't have to post, I got my exit strategy. I'm leaving in 2. Don't tell nobody because then you'll do like me and invite some people to hate on your dream. Develop a business plan. If you're going to start a business, you need to have a plan in place. Pool your resources into a dream team. Who's around you that can help you achieve this particular goal? This is all part of the strategy, y'all. And then finally, you have to learn your finances inside out. What's coming in? What's going out? Where can I cut back? And how much living expenses do I need to make this transition seamless? Disclaimer, don't quit your job. Okay. I didn't say the exit strategy on how to quit because honestly, I was talking to my cousin, Will Murphy, this week, and we were talking about the exit strategy. And he said, you know what, cuz Your day job will fuel your dream. Your day job will fuel your dream. Your mama or your grandmama might have told you, boy, don't leave a job unless you got a job, right? That's what I'm talking about. Allow your job to finance your dream. If that's making sense, y'all throw some likes up in the comments. Paul Chappelle, what's up, baby? Man, tell these folk I took the steps that I'm talking about tonight. But I didn't quit, did I, Paul? I didn't just quit once I knew what I wanted to. I wanted to quit, and I almost got senioritis where I didn't want to come back to work. But I wanted to have integrity. You know, my daddy taught me that integrity is doing the right thing when no one's watching. Not saying I've always been that mature and grown. I learned this behavior that I want to leave the way I came. I don't want to burn any bridges. I go to the dealership all the time since I left, and they greet me with open arms. Imagine if I would have just up and quit. Wouldn't have got that same welcome, that same feedback. Julian Rivera, if you on here, I appreciate you and Paul, man, for helping me. Once again, how can this exit strategy be a seamless transition? Something where I was working and I didn't even tell my mom and dad initially. To be honest with y'all, they went to my job looking for me to give me some handkerchiefs for my suits. And ironically, Big Paul told them I didn't work there anymore. I had left. And they asked about it, and they were, wondering probably why you didn't tell us. And I told them, Mama, Daddy, I didn't tell nobody. In this particular move, in this particular transition, in this particular exit strategy, I didn't tell anyone because I didn't want to hear any advice at that moment. I had tunnel vision on my dream. Even though I love my mom and dad, I love my brother. Shout out Rick if you're watching. I love my family, but I honestly didn't need any distractions from that loving advice they was going to give me. Because guess what, y'all? I love them enough where they might have talked me out of it. They might have talked me out of this particular move, but it didn't work that way. When you develop an exit strategy, don't have what we call analysis paralysis. Analysis paralysis. What does that mean? That means, overthinking. Overthinking things. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if this don't work? What if that it's really a fear of uncertainty. You don't want to have that type of thinking when you are moving into your destiny. So we don't want to have paralysis of analysis because we realize when we get scared or if we overthink it, it may not happen because your mind, once again, is going to naturally try to revert back to your comfort zone. But y'all, I can honestly say I've passed the dealership that I worked at for years and I never missed it. I never missed it. I never, ever, ever wanted to go back. And that was my safety net. I felt like, I'm being totally transparent now. I felt like if I left, that I had enough money to live on, that if it didn't work, I would just run back to my comfort zone. But I got so far out in deep water that the water kept getting so deep that now I can't even see my way back. My boy Albert Thomas uses a term that says, I'm unemployable. Not unemployed, y'all. Unemployable. I just can't see myself in that boat anymore. So that's why I want to tell the community, I want to tell the world that there's something outside of your comfort zone that's called destiny. That's called the promised land for you because you'd rather do it and don't even have to get paid just because you love doing it. What's wrong with that? I want y'all to chime in tonight and let me know what's wrong with my thinking. Am I off? Y'all tell me. Because some people really have looked at me as if I was crazy. My wife was one of them when I said, babe, thinking about leaving Freedom, Dodge, and just going full time with this building thing. Man, she thought I was crazy. She thought I was nuts. But do you know I did it anyway? And do you know I was scared? And do you know I was a rookie and didn't know anything? And one thing I've learned out about life, everything look hard when you don't know it. You can hear some people speaking another language and it just blow your mind. And you don't even realize they just said, hey, let's go to dinner. And they done learned that phrase real good. You follow me? Everything looks difficult until you try it. And once you try it, you're going to fail. You're going to have some errors. You're going to have some bloopers. You may lose some money. But you know what, y'all? You may not. Before we opened the restaurant, of course, naturally, we were thinking, what if it don't work? And my youngest son told my wife, he said, Mom, what if it's booming? What if it's just crazy busy? And do y'all know that's how it went? Do y'all know that's how it went? It wasn't slow. God allowed us to open the doors on our dream and it was booming. And then we panicked. I remember my mom was in there, my auntie, R.I.P. Brian, my other auntie, Fady, they was all in there helping us. We had chicken and grease for frying and dressing everywhere. Excuse me. My point is that don't be scared, y'all. Just do it. I think my thinking is on point for somebody. I just don't know who I'm talking to, but I know I'm talking right because I got a report back this week that said, I watched your live and it made me tear up because I'm stuck in fear. And I said, well, ironically, a friend of mine's mother was dealing with fear, but we knew it was a good thing because at least she wasn't in her comfort zone. She went from the comfort zone into the fear zone. So fear is okay, but we're not going to let it paralyze us. Stepping out on faith is scary. I'm not going to undermine that point. Stepping out on faith is scary. I mean, shouldn't it be though? If you've ever done anything worth something in life, you can have a little fear there. Like when you got your driver's license. Great point, Eric. Driver's license. Man, do you remember when you didn't have your driver's license? And your mom and dad or the school, you might have took driver's ed and they gave you a little book and said, this the book. It's like a Bible. And you started looking through it and seeing different things. My point is, don't let the process paralyze you with fear. Don't let it scare you into not doing it. Because freeze frame, when you got your license, how did you feel? When you got your diploma, how did you feel? You just embraced the checklist. Okay, so for me to leave my job, I need to do this, and this. And just start small. Like I said last week, break that thing down into smaller goals that are more attainable. And here's one more thing to write down. Celebrate your victories along the way. Celebrate your victories along the way. Angel Urquhart is in here. What's up, Angel? She said, yes, it is, but no matter what, you must believe. Absolutely. Stepping out on faith is scary, but if you believe, then you can move forward. Because what we realize is that faith and fear really can't coexist. You can't say, I'm all in, but what if it don't work? Or what if it, get rid of that thinking. That's what I was talking about earlier, about paralysis of analysis. People with anxiety that are stuck in a comfort zone, they're not good with spontaneity. They're not good with surprises, but we want to not be those people. We don't want to operate being anxious and scared. We want to be bold and assertive. And you may have some thoughts. I still had some thoughts along the way of trying to live my dreams. But when I slept on it, when I prayed on it and I woke back up, I knew what I had to do because I had a strong why, which was my family. You think I'm gonna let my family down over some fear or over thinking I could fail? You know what I realized, y'all? You can fail your way right to success. I did. I'm a living witness. You can fail your way right to success. Because if you're not trying anything, would it be safe to say you're not growing? I'm just asking. If you're just stuck in this little small bubble for 50 years, 40 years, 20 years so far, you're 20 years old, you do the same thing every day, every single day. 30 years old, your schedule is predictable. What I'm asking you to do is change something and grow. You don't have to jump out and start a business. You don't even have to leave your job if that's not what you want to do. But if you frown all the time, start smiling. Do something different. That's why I want to do this. That's why I want to do lives on Sunday night. I'm really ready to watch the game. But I have a obligation. And I'm serious about helping somebody out there. I don't know who it is. If only one person come on here every week, I'm coming on. And I'm going to give you some valuable information. I promise you, each week. Because we have to rewire our brains, y'all. Do you not know in your mind, like I said last week, it wants to take the easy way out. It wants to take the easy way out. We're not going to allow it to do that. We're going to rewire our brains and say, nope, I'm going to be uncomfortable because I got some kids to leave a legacy for. No, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. I might lose a couple $1,000s, but I'm going to just try it anyway. Do you know what I learned about losing a couple $1,000s, y'all? You ain't going to lose it too many times without learning something on how to not lose it again. You may have opened a business and it didn't work. You may have changed careers and realized that it wasn't the right move. It's okay to fail because we standing on this. Eric, how are you able to tell us anything? I failed the most. I told y'all that. We're not going to be scared because we're going to learn from our failures and we're going to make sure we don't make those mistakes again. If you didn't really do your food costs, that's one thing about owning a restaurant, y'all. You got to know that food costs. I didn't know that at first. But you know what? I lost a little money. I lost a lot of money in the beginning, not knowing where to shop, not knowing about anything related to the food business. Guess why? I never did it. I had never done it before. So that's why I'm on here on Sunday night. I done did a couple of things, y'all, that I never done before. And so now I feel like I can encourage someone to do something that they've never done before. Don't you know it blesses you to have vision, to be able to dream again? Some folk are stuck in their ways and they don't have a dream no more. They lost them. And so what they typically do is they try to live through their kids. And then if they disappoint them, they in a dark, deep depression. Y'all, what I'm telling you is that it's more out of life than being stuck in a cycle, in a circle every day, every year for the rest of your life. Let's start back dreaming again, y'all. Let's start back having some dreams. Let's have some goals wrote down. And you know what, men, I'm going to challenge you this. Put your goals in your wallet. And every time you want to walk away from something big, every time you want to quit, pull your goals out. Ladies, put it in your purse. Yeah, I know you got your Mac in there, you got your keys, your phone, whatever else. Put your dreams in your purse, written down, and pull them out, your goals, and pull them out and reaffirm every day. This is what I'm going to do. This is my date. This is my plan. I'm going to do it. Positive uh, thinking. Like I said earlier, the exit strategy is a real plan. You need to have it written down. It should be on paper. Well, what's on the paper, Eric? Well, I think the most important thing about actually leaving your comfort zone or leaving your career, having an exit strategy would be your finances. I think that's probably the most important thing. How you going to make it? How are you going to make it? Because I realize everybody doesn't have a pension. Everybody doesn't have a 401k, but we all make money. So I would say that your finances is something that definitely needs to be priority number one. I'm even willing to give you an out. What do you mean an out? Some jobs allow leave of absence. Take a personal leave of absence. It's almost like me giving you a safety net. I don't want to do it, but I'm okay with it because I believe some jobs you can take up to a year. No questions asked. Personal leave of absence. Will you get paid? No, you probably won't. But it's like a safety net. If you walking out on water doesn't work, then you just go back to work. That's what I thought. But I'm almost willing to bet you that the way God works and the way this universe is set up, that you're not going to fail. And it's going to be crazy when you say, man, I was walking and the water was 10 feet deep. And now I'm walking in some water that's 30 feet deep. It's getting deep. You follow me? I'm just saying, if you scared, it's okay. Consider a leave of absence from your career to try this. We're just going to try it. It may work. It may not. I'm okay with either. But what I really want to ask is for you to try. Just try. Consider a personal leave of absence. Reduce your debt as much as possible before you leave. Exit strategy. Remember? The exit strategy. Consider reducing your debt as much as possible. Have your credit utilization below 10%. That means if you got $100,000 availability of credit cards and loans and whatnot, you don't want to go over 10%. Because we're going to realize that in the beginning of, remember, it's exit strategy, but we also enter in something. We do realize that it's going to be a process for that to grow. The restaurant, it was busy, then it got slow, real slow. What do we do now? And I had to teach my team, this sales business is up and down. So we have to prepare for the lows while we're up. While we're up, we're going to be thinking about the days it's slow, super slow, okay? And I would even advise you to have 1 year of living expenses saved. 1 year. So if you need a safety net, consider a leave of absence. Reduce your debt as much as possible. Have your credit utilization below 10%. Have a year of living expenses saved. At least a year. At least. And finally, I believe you need to have an emergency fund on top of that. So you mean 2 different funds, Eric? Yes. We want to have our living expenses that'll cover us for at least 1 year. And we want to have an emergency fund. Because let me tell you a little secret. If you think it's going to take 10,000 to do whatever you want to do, it's going to take 20. Guaranteed it's not going to be what you think. When we opened the restaurant, we thought it would take this amount of money. It took 3 times that amount. 3 times that amount. Blew my mind. But that's what it took to realize that dream. Consider additional streams of income before you leave, before you exit, before you say, I'm gonna have to let y'all go. Do you know how that's gonna bless you when you walk in your boss office and say, thank you so much for the opportunity. I know I've been here the last 23 years, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to let you guys go. And we're gonna call that firing your boss. You're gonna have to let them go. Consider, like I said, additional streams of income along the way. Because one part about leaving or having an exit strategy, you're comfortable right now because all your bills are paid. You're comfortable right now because everything's smooth. Well, when you step out in deep water, I don't know if you've been to the ocean before, but it get a little bit more choppy the deeper you get. Huh? If you like low turbulence, stay in shallow water. Maybe this live isn't for you. And I know that's a bold statement, but I just want to be real. If you're not trying to live your dreams and get out in deep water, then maybe this isn't the broadcast for you. Because I'm on here talking about deep water. My daughter's 14 years old. I told her this past week, I said, Erica, you're on the A and B honor roll. You were in a comfort zone in DeSoto. But do you know, girl, you start walking on water in Waxahachie, Red Oak, I'm sorry. Do you know you walking on water? So I said that to say it doesn't matter what age you are. You can still do this. You can be 15, you can be 55. I just saw a post. A lady was 63 years old getting her master's degree. Salute to her. Salute to her on never giving up. It's never too late. You're never too old to do this. One more time, consider other streams of income as part of your exit strategy. We talked about burning bridges. I want to talk about it again. Burning bridges, typically, y'all throw up some likes if y'all agree. What up, Bobby? Got my boy Bobby in here. Blanco, my son, what's up? Tina Harris, how you doing? Burning bridges, y'all, typically, I would consider it something based off emotion. Remember we talked earlier about managing your emotions? Well, if you burnt a bridge in your life, you probably did it when you was upset, right? And you may be sick and tired of being upset. I'm sorry, sick and tired of being where you are. You may be tired of your job. You may be sick of it. But I want you to have the integrity not to burn any bridges. Like I said earlier, I want you to leave the way you came. How were you acting when you got that job? Probably real reserved and ready to do whatever they asked you to do because you needed it. But it's a blessing in this, y'all. I'm telling you that leave the way you came. It'll make folk respect you. It'll make folk welcome you when they see you up there again, wherever that may be. You may stop and, have pizza with your old coworkers, whatever. Every time I go to Freedom Dodge, I'm welcomed because I didn't just up and leave. I gave the proper notice and whatnot. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. Don't burn any bridges. Don't burn any bridges. One thing about the exit strategy is it's going to give you time freedom. What you mean, Eric? Well, when I left the car business and I started building houses, I had a little more time for myself. I wasn't able to make any choir practices and choir shows for my daughter Kyra. I wasn't able to make all the games for my son Carl. I just had to work. But something about walking in deep water, something about entering your destiny and your dream, It gives you time freedom. Time freedom is basically invaluable because there's only so much time. Only so much. Now I don't miss anything. Small sacrifice, huge reward. Embrace the process. Embrace the process. Remember, I told y'all maybe consider a leave of absence. Maybe consider a contingency plan instead of a plan B. You know, I don't like that term, plan B. Excuse me. Let's call it a second plan A. Second plan A. What do you mean? Just a backup. I had one. I'm not going to, get on this show and act like I didn't have a contingency plan. My contingency plan was if this doesn't work, I'm going back to work. But God blew my mind and it worked. And I think God will blow your mind and it'll work too, y'all. It's deep. Chico, what up? I see you out there, man. You walking on water too. Every time I see you up on a roof, I think, man, Chico is walking on water. I'm proud of you, King. Contingency plan. Let's go deeper on that. What does that mean? Backup, whatever that may be. Okay, I'm going to try this for 3 years. If it doesn't work, I'm going to do this. It's just a second plan A, not necessarily plan B, because plan B sounds like you gave up on plan A. But we need to have a contingency plan in place, just being professionals, just being folks that's smart. Every major corporation that you probably work for or have worked for in your life, they got something called contingency plans in place. For the power, lights go out, what's the contingency plan? Backup generator. You may wonder, man, they still got light. Yeah, something was in place that when an emergency came, they had a plan. Because we realize on the exit strategy, this is a 1-year thing of living expenses that we got set up. I told you earlier, get an emergency fund. To me, the emergency fund is just part of that contingency plan. The biggest problem that you're going to face, I believe, is waiting. Well, what you mean? Well, in this world, everybody wants instant gratification. They want to be celebrated. They want to be acknowledged right now. Exit strategy, not right now. Y'all follow me? Say it again, Eric. The biggest challenge that you're going to face in developing your exit strategy is going to be avoiding the need for instant gratification. It's almost like telling your mind it's coming soon, but not right now. You got to wait. You got to wait. If your goal is a 5-year goal, y'all, stick to the plan. And in 5 years, don't think, well, I could give them another 5. No, you can't. You can't. You cannot. Somebody got on to me about my grammar. I don't care. This isn't about proper grammar. No, you can't or can't. What's worse? I am broke or I is rich. Y'all getting on me about my grammar. What's better? I am broke or I is rich? Huh? Y'all talk to me. Can you wait to be developed? Can you be that Chinese bamboo tree that grew 80 weeks? That grew 80 feet in 6 weeks. Did it grow that fast or was it growing underground? I think it was growing underground. And that's going to lead me to my final point. Don't take the caterpillar out of the cocoon. Whoa. Don't take the caterpillar out of the cocoon. Do you know that every insect that comes out of a cocoon isn't a butterfly? There are moths coming out of that same cocoon. Give yourself time to develop. It's not going to be easy. Don't take that caterpillar out of the cocoon. Don't take it. Don't take it. Let it develop. Because in the cocoon, that butterfly is developing all those beautiful colors, but it's also developing the wing strength that it needs. If you take it out too soon, it's stuck on the ground as a worm. I see beautiful colors in your life. I see you leaving your comfort zone and just doing what you were born to do. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again if you didn't hear it. Excuse me. You don't want to be the person that dies with all your dreams still on the inside. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person that you're in your casket and they say, here lies the greatest poet in the world. And somebody looks and said, no, not that lady. She worked at Dillard's. Oh, yeah? No, 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 no. That lady there is the greatest poet in the world. If she had only written poetry. You got to do it, y'all. You got to do it. I'm going to drop the link. And if you want to come online, you want to say something, let me drop this link, y'all. What you have to do is copy that link into your browser. It's going to pull up StreamYard, ask you your display name. It's going to ask you maybe some camera and mic settings. And then you'll be able to join the live if you choose to. If you have any questions, comment your questions, and I'll make sure that I go over them. Angel said, once you learn to obtain patience and faith, you become unstoppable. Amen. That's real. Patience, waiting. Remember, we're not going to take the caterpillar out of the cocoon because we're looking for a butterfly. Faith, believing in something when you can't see it. You can't see yourself leaving your job in 3 years. Right now, you can't see that. But that faith, that belief, I heard a definition one time. It says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, but it's the evidence. No, it's also the evidence of things unseen. So if you're dealing with real faith, you can't see it. I dropped the link, y'all. Now, if you're on Facebook, you're going to have to go over to YouTube, type in the Switch Within, pull up the live, and then access that link. Again, copy that link into your browser, or if you're on the phone, type it in. It's real easy. StreamYard.com / put all those letters and numbers in, and then I'll bring you up to join me on the live. How y'all feeling tonight, man? This was an amazing live to me because sometimes we just need somebody to tell us, man, write it down. Write it down. People look at me and it's a lot of whys or I wonder how, or Eric, how did you do this? Or how did you do that? I'm telling you, I made a plan. I stuck to it and I did it. Wasn't anything of my greatness. It was only by the grace of God that I was able to do what I've done so far. Well, what have you done? I'm my own boss. That's all. Now I have a system in place that allows me not to necessarily have to be there. And I can develop other deep water experiences. One more time, if go to YouTube, type in the Switch Within, pull up the live, type that link into your browser if you want to join the live. If you have any questions, feel free to comment those questions and I'll make sure I answer them. Facebook, y'all up in here? What's up? While we're waiting, if anybody wants to join, this is what I'm on this week. Asset protection, a step-by-step guide to preserving wealth. Asset protection, a step-by-step guide to preserving wealth. Jeffrey Matson, got it off Amazon. We don't want to just make the money, but we want to realize how to keep it and protect it. Also, guys, of course, The Switch Within, my book. Book's been doing very, very well. A lot of people have been on the audio book. If you don't read, if you don't like reading, you can ride in your car and listen. Switch Within. Nim, what up, baby? I see you up in here. Keep living your dreams, son. Keep living your dreams. I just heard today that people kind of slept on Drew Brees, the guy that plays football, y'all. If you don't know him, ladies or fellas, they kind of like slept on this guy. He went to some school nobody ever heard of. But do you know Drew Brees has some of the top, I believe he's number one in a lot of the quarterback stats of all time. Did y'all know that? Did you know Steph Curry, that little guy that can just almost make threes with his eyes closed, went to a Division II school that nobody ever heard of? Stop letting your past define you. Stop letting where you currently are define who you're going to be, if that makes sense. And my wife called me on while I'm on live. Wow. I think that's going to about do it, y'all. I guess did nobody want to talk to me? Or nobody had any questions? That means I did an amazing job, if I say so myself. Week 1, what is the switch? Last week, we talked about the comfort zone. This week, the exit strategy. Until next week, y'all, I love you. Be blessed. Write it down. Put it on paper. See y'all next